Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds. With that kind of money, you could go big time and skip the regular line at the airport and pay for speedy security. Imagine not having to quickly unpack and pack at the place you already came packed to. And wearing your shoes the whole time you're there? You can't put a price on that kind of luxury. Well, actually you can, and you paid for it. Switch to Progressive and you could save big time for speedy security. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states. Potential savings will vary.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? Well, they're not hard to find when you go to ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. People who are actively looking for jobs like yours. So it's easy to find the right person fast. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
For your favorite toys? Well, it's time to cast your vote.
They've announced finalists for the National Toy Hall of Fame, and a classic tabletop game makes the top 12.
You sank my battleship, and history is made.
Catan, Connect 4, and Trivial Pursuit are in the running, too. Among cuddly contenders,
it's new Tickle Me Elmo.
So is another 90s technological icon.
What's that? It's my Furby.
Scooter Slime, the Star Wars lightsaber. Cornhole and Plain Old Snow are all finalists. The public has until September 24th to vote on favorites. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
A trail remains closed in Yellowstone National Park after a bear attacked a hiker on the Turbid Lake Trail. The man suffered serious but not life-threatening injuries to his arm and chest. Park officials suspect that it was a grizzly because of the animal's size, location, and behavior. Jennifer Kuiper, CBS News.
Forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Mostly clear tonight, down to 57. Sunny and very warm again tomorrow, up to 85. Mostly clear tomorrow night, down to 59. Some sun Friday. Can't rule out an afternoon thunderstorm, high 83. For AccuWeather, I'm John Feerick, 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
All right, 3 officers dead, 2 critical condition. The suspected assailant also killed by police. Reported earlier self-inflicted, but now they're saying it was the police that took him out. And whether or not they were serving a warrant as first reported, we are still trying to find out what happened, exactly why they were there. But this stuff will all come out. And, of course, we'll continue to bring you the latest throughout the night with CBS News. And then, of course, all day tomorrow, starting with the Big K Morning Show. All right, where are we going to go next? Let's go to James in Franklin Park. James, you're up next on KDK. How are you, sir?
Good, Mr. Pratt. How are you, sir?
I'm good. Thanks for calling in tonight.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me on. Tell you what, you took us in a lot of different directions tonight with your callers and your thoughts and everything. And I'll tell you what, I agree with a lot of things, but I want to start out by saying, you know, prayers go out to those officers who lost their life tonight, and the officers also, a lot of people think, and they're forget about, are the officers who had to take the life of a man tonight as well, because they're dealing with a lot of things as going through that whole ordeal. That being said, you know, like I said, you take us in a lot of different directions tonight, and I just want to say, first, I miss those feel-good shows too, man. You know, I grew up in the 80s and 90s. I'm 45 years old, and there was a lot of those shows that we'd sit down as a family and we'd watch and we'd talk about, and it was good messages that, you know, taught us lessons in life, and you just don't see them anymore. Second thing I want to talk about real quick is you had a caller in from Georgia that was talking about, you know, more gun control and everything else like that. And I don't have the perfect answer for gun control or anything else like as far as that goes, but I don't know if there ever will be. But, you know, the gentleman continued to, you know, call it an assault rifle. Well, it's not. An AR-15 stands for Armalite. So, you know, as far as I'm concerned, a responsible responsible gun owners, I appreciate it. I saw a gentleman walk in, open carrying, in McDonald's a couple months back, and I thanked him because I know he's the first person, if anything goes wrong in that McDonald's, to protect us all. Regardless of whether he's law enforcement or not, he's trying to do the right thing, and I can tell he's a respectful person. As far as social media goes, I got Colin today, and I listen to you guys all the time, and I really enjoy every one of your shows. Colin this afternoon, he asked a question, how long could you go without social media? As soon as this whole thing with Charlie Kirk happened, I deleted every one of my social medias because I don't want to hear it. I got too many other things going on in my life to make sure that my kids are fed, make sure I'm doing the right thing, putting food on the table, working, making money, supporting them in every way. I don't need the extra noise in my life. So I just got rid of everything. And to answer his question, I've been without social media completely for 4 days now. The first 2 days, I kept scrolling to that spot on my phone where you could tap on that Facebook or that Instagram or whatever you may have on there, and it's not there. And it reminded me, oh, yeah, I'm staying away from this. But after the second day, third day, I didn't even go looking for it. That being said, my kids asked me for phones. I got a 10 and a 12-year-old kid. They've been asking me for phones for 2 years. And my answer to them is no. You are not getting a phone because I do not need you wrapped up in possibility of social media, text messages from people, or whatever else is going to go on. They're like, well, when can I get a phone? I was like, you'll get a phone when I'm ready to give you a phone. Now, we have watches for them to track them to make sure that, where they're at. I can call them and text them through that. But, I try to keep them as far away from all that kind of stuff just because I don't want their minds being polluted. Now, you also talked about religion tonight. I'll be honest with you. I was raised Catholic, and I lost my way. We are slowly starting to find, especially in the tragedies that have happened in the past 3, 4, 5 months, even years, that I'm slowly finding religion again and believing in God. And I'm teaching my kids that. And my son wakes up every morning, 6 o'clock in the morning, and he journals with a religious, he's an athlete, he's a hockey player. He journals in this that has to do with God and sports. And it's brought his anxiety down so much. Just it relates so much to his everyday activity, whether it's school, friends in the neighborhood, or his sports, that it's proven to me, even though I've already kind of made that push towards more religion and spiritual belief, that when I see him and his reaction to it and the belief in God and good morals, it inspires me to read more and to learn more and keep them on that path. Now, I'm sorry I took you in all kind of different directions. I really enjoyed your show.
Well, so did I. Took the audience in a whole, and you've basically been paying attention because you were spot on everything. Look, I'm not grading anybody, right, wrong, or indifferent. I just love the fact that people are listening and they have a response. And you basically, gave us the short version of what has been a very long and hard show for me tonight. Because I do feel for the human element. I look at the loss of life. I see lives that are going to be changed forever. And look, whether you believe in anything, just believe in yourself to do the right thing and know that everybody has the same hopes and dreams as you do. We want to love our family. And let me tell you, this is what really upsets me. With all the ways that your life can be taken out, cancer, car crash, some other disease, some horrific accident, when you are just living and loving life, why would anybody want to push the envelope by putting themselves in a situation where their life could be taken? Why would anybody want to say anything that could really dig deep and hurt someone who is just grappling with pain right now because of the loss of a loved one? Might not have been your loved one. You might not have liked what that loved one liked. But guess what? It's somebody's child. It's somebody's family member. You have to realize if we don't start looking out at one another, looking out for one another, then we're going to be lost forever. Look, I look at little kids crossing the street with their parents holding their hand, just hoping they get to the other side of the street. I see the elderly people walking, and I'm hoping that they don't slip on a snowy night. I see some young kids speeding on a motorcycle. It happened today, weaving in and out of traffic, and I'm like, dear God, don't let this young man crash. I saw a guy driving a van today that cut 3 of us off on the parkway, and I'm like, what are you thinking? Is it that important that you've got to go that fast and that reckless to where you could take your life or someone or someone else's life, and somebody is not going to have a family member coming home tonight? What are people thinking about? Don't they realize how precious life is? It's just crazy.
I think that maybe they don't realize it. They're just caught up in the moment. I think Mike put it really well, that we're not seeing what's really valuable and getting caught up in the distractions in life, I don't know. I'm trying to get more grounded, I think everybody needs to try and accept everyone for whatever they believe. I am a Republican. Do I think Trump's the best? No, I don't think that. It wasn't bit. And, I get why people get upset about it. I don't go out there and pound my chest and I'm a Trumper, but we're just all trying to do the best that we possibly can do. And we need to respect one another, and we need to, the people who need help, regardless of whether it's being bullied at school or, whatever it may be, is like, let's reach out a helping hand. Pittsburgh, we can do better. Like, we can do better right here, and we can set the example, and I believe in it. And, whatever it may be, just be open-minded to other people's opinions and stuff like that. Let's not get violent. Let's just stop this stuff, man. It's just crazy. We can come to a resolution through words and through, whatever it may be, even, whatever it takes. Let's just do better, man. We can do better as Americans.
Amen. Hey, I appreciate the call. I hope you're not a stranger. Call again, okay?
Absolutely. Thank you, Mr. Pratt.
All right. Every time somebody says Mr. Pratt, I keep looking over my shoulder to see if my dad's in the room. But I guess I am at that age, Mr. Pratt. All right, we're going to take a break. I got Fred on this in South Park. I'd love to hear from you. 866-391-1020. Lots of new callers tonight. Love my regulars, but I love some of these new callers too. And if you've been on hold for a while, I'm just trying to go through it as they are on hold or coming through the cycle. So bear with me. Back with more in a moment.
Your source for everything that's news. Hear it on News Radio KDKA.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you've been injured in a car accident, call America's largest injury law firm. For over 35 years, my mission has been to deliver more for our clients, to deliver more for you. Injured? Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
O'Reilly. Check engine, ABS, or maintenance light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. The service is free and provides a report with solutions verified by ASE certified master technicians. And if you need help, we could recommend a shop for you. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Retirement, it's almost here. Are you ready? Well, join Kurt Kanodik and Ethan Lane of Accurate Solutions Group for your retirement blueprint. Let Kurt and Ethan help you plan for your retirement dreams. Don't miss your retirement blueprint, Sundays at 10. Investment advisory services offered through ASG Investment Management, LLC.
This year's senior class is back at homecoming, reunited and protected with mNEXSpike, the new COVID-19 vaccine from Moderna for adults 65 and older. That's because these seniors know they face the highest risk of severe COVID. Mnexspike, COVID-19 vaccine mRNA, is a COVID-19 vaccine for people 65 and older and for 12 to 64-year-olds at high risk for severe COVID. You shouldn't get Mnexspike if you've had an allergic reaction to a previous Moderna COVID-19 vaccine. Rare cases of inflammation of the heart muscle and outer lining have been reported. Common side effects include pain at the injection site, tiredness, headache, muscle or joint pain, chills, nausea, vomiting, and underarm swelling or soreness. Mnexspike may not protect everyone. This year's senior class came ready with a COVID-19 vaccine that helps them keep showing up. Mnexspike from Moderna, here for the senior class. Visit mnexspike.com to schedule your vaccine today. That's mnexspike.com.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
Everything you need, every time you listen. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
All right, Fred, South Park. Go ahead, Fred, let you go. And I handle the... Yeah, now you see, because I had to dump him with my magic finger, boom, 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 and now I have to talk until we get, as they say in showbiz, back in delay. Now, see, sir, and that really was kind of harmless, but I talk about respect all the time, so this is going to give me a chance to talk about something totally different. I don't like using any kind of foul language on this show, and I don't like hearing it. And what made me love those comedians so much that I talked about, the Shecky Greens, the Buddy Hackett's, those guys, Jerry Seinfeld, even Eddie Murphy, they saved it for the club, okay, or Vegas, the Rat Pack. But on TV, the Dean Martin Hour, a Frank Sinatra special, always dressed up, always class. Because, why? They knew that there were children in the room, young people. And I know my audience, and I think you can tell, I have 20-somethings. I had a gentleman here tonight, Mike from the North Side, early 40s, a young parent. Kids could be in the car. I know my kids were with me when I was listening to all of my coworkers through the years, and they were right there in their car seats. I didn't want to hear it coming from my mouth in front of them, and I don't want my kids hearing it when they're that age as well, meaning vulnerable. So I don't know why people feel the need to use certain words. I don't know if it gives them a chance to pump up their chest, because, look, I think anybody who knows radio, you cannot say certain things on the air. You can't. And listen, even if you can, why would you? Why would you? That's all I'm saying. All right, look, before I get back to the phones, let me just talk about why we need some civility and some sanity to restore our nation. I know everybody wants to reach to God, and I get it. Faith is important. But how about just reaching across the aisle? Letting Republicans talk, letting Democrats talk. And let's not look at everything that we go through in this country as a political statement. I mean, do you understand? Everything that we debate and talk about has to do with politics. And the only reason I talk about Donald Trump, because we need to. He's the president. But he's actually doing things. Actually doing things. And I don't want anybody. And I will simply say goodnight to you because I'm respectful when we're talking about this guy doing it disrespectful. And I know those of you out there who can't wait to challenge me on that, but I will hang up on you. Okay? Just as I would if you were talking about a Democratic president, a Democratic senator, doesn't matter. Just say their name, even if you don't want to say their office in front of their name. Be respectful. And, trying to sneak in here, and it will happen, it will continue to happen as long as I'm here and long after I'm here. People will try to use those certain words. We should do a better job. We need to do a better job. America is challenging us to do a better job. Our children are demanding that we do a better job. You know, sadly, we've become a one-trick pony nation. That's right, one-trick pony. When in doubt, all we do is to go after the president. We should do better than that. All right, Shane, driving around tonight. Another one of my young callers who is a parent. Shane, welcome to the show.
Hey, Rob. I don't think I got to talk to you about, the assassination last week. It hit me really hard. It's really heavy for our country. And, there was a lot of calls for unity after that. And I do, believe that we should. Sadly, though, and you were just talking about reaching across the political aisle, and I don't think anybody's above that. But the people that run our country right now, if you've watched the past 2 days with the FBI director in front of them, the left and right paradigm is still very, very evident. And the way that the people treat each other, it's not unifying whatsoever. It's still very split, and it's actually sad to witness. So those are the people that really set the standard and kind of set, how we'll go moving forward. So if they're not doing it, how are we as citizens supposed to do it? And I'm not saying that we should live our life as they do, because that would be probably even worse. But that's a whole nother thing. But really, I just think that where we're at in the world, you mentioned about how, the God thing and everything. I think why we're at this point is because of the absence of God. And it really orients your life when you have a relationship with God. So I think that absence is part of the other reason of why we see such a divide in our country. It's definitely taken our morals down. It's taken, it's the depravity is so across the board. I mean, turn on TV, what you see, and we've been so desensitized to violence, to hatred, to political division. I mean, everything is just. It's actually bizarre. It's almost like we're living in the upside down. And it's just, I think when you get down to it, it's because of the lack of absence of God. Now, there is a revival, I believe, happening this past weekend. A lot of more people attended church because as people witness the evil in the world and realize that the spirits that run the principalities of the world, they basically are, saying, okay, well, there's an opposite to this evil, and that must be God. So that's pretty awesome to see. So there is hope. I didn't want this to be all like a negative thing, but I'm watching our leaders of our country still be divided, still not working together as they're calling for unity at the same time. So
let me jump in here for just a second. Well said, but you see, even if there wasn't, I'm just saying hypothetically, okay, that there wasn't a higher power and there wasn't God. I'm just saying this hypothetically. We as adults should be acting upon certain things and telling our children and grandchildren, look, God has always been there. God is just a prayer away. God is basically all around us, if that's how you believe. But what's right in front of us are our children and grandchildren. We have to make sure that they are getting the daily dose of the good word coming from an adult. You can do this, you can't do that. Using that as an example to remind them what is the righteous path to take. As you do your children, as much as you want God in their life, Shane, your children are going to be okay. You know why? Because you're in their life, and that's something you should be proud of.
I do agree with that. I think the standard, though, has been so lowered, and then people don't even take care of themselves, let alone their children or their grandchildren. I'm not saying there's not good people out there, and I'm not saying you need God to be a good person, but, that's actually a way deeper topic there. But on just a simple basis, yes, I don't think an atheist is necessarily a bad person or anything like that. But what I am trying to say is that the standard, if you listen to what Charlie Kirk said.
Listen, I got to get to a break. About 20 seconds, please, quickly. Go ahead.
Yeah. He just talks about the definition of what a man's supposed to be,
and what a parent is supposed to be. But it's still the death, his murder. His children will never see him again, nor will his wife. That's what all of us must focus on. Not the political aspect, but the loss of a life. Losing respect for human life is a tragedy. We need to respect it. Stay with us. Thanks, Shane. Don't miss out on these stupendous September savings at Coons Market. Isn't that right, Frank Dentisi?
Right, Rob. Save with your Coons Reward Card. Fresh chicken drumsticks, 99 cents a pound. Sweet seedless halos, a 3-pound bag, is $3.99 each. And extra soft Scott bath tissue, 12 double rolls, $4.48 each. In our meat department, bone-in country-style spare ribs, $1.99 a pound, and farm-raised fresh salmon fillets are $9.99 a pound. In our produce department, sweet flavor Roma tomatoes, $1.29 a pound, and McIntosh Gala or Golden Delicious Eastern apples are 3-pound bags, $2.99 each. In our deli department, Smithfield Virginia baked ham, $5.49 a pound, and Guggisberg Swiss cheese, $6.99 a pound. And this week, selected varieties of San Giorgio pasta, 12 to 16-ounce boxes, 99 cents each.
So don't miss out on these stupendous September savings underway now at Coons Market. Coons Market, a special place in your neighborhood. Coons Market, a Pittsburgh tradition.
As we grow older, we all need a little more help. That's why the elder law firm of Julian Gray Associates has a full-time social worker on staff to help you with challenges that lie ahead. To arrange a no-obligation consultation, please visit grayelderlaw.com and grow old with us.
Get your football fix every Thursday evening at 6 with the Bowser Chevrolet Quest for the Best High School Football Show live from Dave & Buster's. Dan Zangrilli and the Dean of High School Sports, Mike White, break it all down. It's powered by Bowser Chevrolet and brought to you by Diulis Law, First National Bank, and by Guardian Protection, your hometown home and business security company. Only on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA. From the Aetna Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
CBS News special report pulled from the air indefinitely by Disney's ABC.
From Hollywood, it's Jimmy Kimmel Live.
This comes after Nexstar said it would preempt the show over comments about the murder of conservative activist Charlie Kirk. President Trump online offers congratulations to ABC for, he says, finally having the courage to do what had to be done. Syracuse University pop culture professor Robert Thompson says of the move,
ABC is going to miss Kimmel, I think, in a lot of ways. That show was a infomercial oftentimes for other things that the ABC companies were doing.
Federal Communications Commission Chairman Brendan Carr says of the comments while on the Benny Show on YouTube.
What appears to be an action by Jimmy Kimmel to play into that narrative that this was somehow a MAGA or Republican motivated person.
CBS News special report. I'm Jennifer Kuiper.
If you are new to Medicare and have questions, Aetna can help. Aetna has a Medicare Advantage plan that includes prescription drug coverage with a $0 monthly plan premium. Plus, the plan includes benefits like dental, vision, and hearing. Call Aetna today at 1-833-771-3415 to learn more. A licensed agent will answer your call.
Aetna Medicare is an HMO PPO plan with a Medicare contract. Our DSMPs also have contracts with state Medicaid programs. Enrollment in our plans depends on contract renewal. Plan features and availability may vary by service area.
Honey, I found the perfect place for my parents.
and us.
Where?
St. Barnabas. For us, the Woodlands Carriage Home Community. And for my parents, condominium-style living at the Village. My folks will love the Village. There's an indoor mall with shops, restaurants, and more. And we can relax, knowing they're safe and secure.
That's what I plan to do when we move to St. Barnabas. Relax.
Call 724-444-5568 or visit stbarnabascommunities.com.
Hello, KDKA listeners. This is Carlos, owner of Greater Pitt Tree Service. If you have any concerns about any trees on your property, call Greater Pitt Tree Service, 412-884-TREE. We have an A-plus rating on the Better Business Bureau. To serve your needs best, we have an ISA-certified arborist on staff. We have 32 years experience, 412-884-TREE. We will be your best choice for tree work. Greater Pitt Tree Service, 412-884-TREE. And remember, we did your neighbor's tree.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. We're dedicated to serving people 50 and up, like me. Our needs are different. Big Wireless wants us in an unlimited plan, but if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used. At Consumer Cellular, we're focused on affordable, reliable plans, including data that suits your needs, not ours. Our plans start at just $20, and you'll get the best customer service in the business.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com/facts. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Mostly clear tonight, down to 57. Sunny, very warm for tomorrow, up to 85. Mostly clear tomorrow night, down to 59, and then partly sunny Friday. Can't rule out an afternoon thunderstorm, but most of the day dry, high 83. For AccuWeather, I'm John Feerick, 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
Hi, this is Larry Richard. Join me on the Big K Morning Show tomorrow, 5:30 until 10. Bill Hillgrove, our Hall of Fame broadcaster, will talk about the Steelers' chances as they head to New England. That and more on the Big K Morning Show.
They better win Sunday. Come on now. We got to get a win. That defense has got to come around. I know you got some injuries, but you got to come around. Aaron Rodgers has played pretty good football. So let's just play some defense. Stop the run. T.J. Watt is supposed to go after the quarterback. You all are supposed to stop the run. All right, let's get back to work here. Mike in New Kensington, going to try to get everybody on. Been a busy night. I mean, lines that I didn't even know we had have been on hold tonight. All right, go ahead, Mike. You're on KDK. How are you?
Not bad, not bad. First-time caller, by the way, and I thank you for. I mean, I've been listening to you, and it's just incredible how you go after people and make them understand what actually is going on, especially the basic respect.
Thank you. Listen, a thank you goes a long way, and you make a good point goes a long way, and I appreciate you calling always goes a long way. So I appreciate you calling, and thank you for that kind word. And now it's time for you to give me your opinion on what's happening in the world today. Mike.
Oh, basically, it's the respect part. That's why I called in. I've been a truck driver for a lot of years. I gave it up. But, I mean, you can see it in everyday life. I mean, as far as it goes, you go to a shopping mart and somebody's card doesn't work or they're a little short or something along that line. I've been taught by my parents and by my wife who passed away 3 years ago that, basic respect is that they need these things, but yet they can't quite afford them. So I've been always led that way as far as to help people out. I mean, I got many, many, many things that I've done, but as far as it goes, it's just to, help somebody buy their food, for crying out loud. I mean, it's just basic respect for human life and dignity, for crying. You know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean. It just breaks my heart that we've gotten to that point in our society to where people just don't care about one another.
Well, I mean, I stood in line. One time I was 6 deep. I stopped at a truck stop. It was 6 deep in people. A lady was trying to pay for what she wanted. It was less than $20, but she was trying to use her iPhone. I know they're typical. I have one and I hate it. But the point being is that she couldn't get it to work. Everybody in front of me were just rolling their eyes and puffing under their breath, and nobody did nothing. I took 5 minutes of it. I walked up and I paid for it. I'd asked her if I could. She said yes. On my way back, everybody was saying, thank you very much. And if you were the way I am, you know exactly what was going through my head. Why did I do it? Why didn't you? You know what I mean?
It's common courtesy. It's just the rules of the road. But where did we learn all of this, Mike? We learned it from our parents.
Correct.
And can I tell you something, and maybe you can answer this? Have we become just so preoccupied with ourselves? Are we so ego-driven that we don't see that we're supposed to take time and stop? Look, I had many sleepless nights. Was I perfect? No, but I made sure. I was just thinking about this today before I even knew about these shootings. How much effort I put into being with my kids, always taking them with me. Even if I was at work, they were with me on the TV set, they were in the radio station. I always had them at dinner a couple of nights a week, taking them to Eaton Park, listening, engaging, staying up longer than I should have, literally past midnight, getting up at 2 in the morning on the weekends just to make them laugh and to spend time with them. To sit down with a coloring book, telling them right and wrong. And thank goodness, because their mothers obviously had a lot to do with it, but they've all at this point, and it's early, have turned out good. But even though I was exhausted at times, I knew I had to do my job. And I feel as though not that my job was perfect or I'd still be married, but I'm telling you right now, more people need to take time to teach their children. Don't expect the teacher to do it. Don't even expect God Almighty to do it. It's your job to do it, and it's one of the reasons why we have fallen so far in this country. I mean, think about what we're talking about. A 22-year-old, because he couldn't accept what somebody's political beliefs were, murdered him in broad daylight. I mean, literally calculated, went to a venue with one sole purpose. And again, has to be tried in the court of law, but all indications are he did it. It will be proven in a court of law, and in the end, because of being in Utah, he could lose his life. I mean, how can you put anything on that other than just sorrow? His family, and obviously Charlie Kirk's family comes to mind as well. We're talking about the destruction of the American family, and our moral compass has been destroyed. I don't know how we repair it. I just don't know how we repair it, Mike. It's just gut-wrenching to think about what's been going on in this country.
Oh, trust me. I mean, I think about it constantly. It scares me to a degree, but I mean, how many times have you been to a restaurant, instead of talking to the child or making them listen, they hand them a smartphone so that they can play a game or do something online or something.
Listen, when I hear stories of kids playing video games for an entire weekend, other than sleeping and eating, that frightens me. That frightens me. And here's I said something earlier, and you're the perfect person to ask this, because I can't imagine. Look, divorce was tough enough. It was horrible. But losing someone you love to death, cataclysmic, can't imagine. I just said earlier tonight, Mike, when there are so many ways that you can lose your life, why would you want to take it upon yourself to possibly lose your life earlier than expected, or take someone's life that you have no business even thinking about, other than you just disrespect and have no respect for human life? You lost your wife 3 years ago. You'd do anything to have her back, would you not?
Oh, yes. Without a question.
See, this is what I mean. Life can be scary. It can be frightening. It can take things away from you that you love, and I know that too. And all the crying and pouting and screaming and saying, please, 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 doesn't bring them back. And now there are 3 families that have lost family members that were police. There's another family that lost someone, the alleged assailant. And there are 2 officers who are in critical condition that families are at their bedside praying right now. And there is a woman and 2 children who will never see her husband again in Charlie Kirk. All in a matter of days, from one side of the country to the other. Just more violence, more fear. It has to stop. I just don't know how you do it.
Honestly, I'm not real sure myself, but I mean, it comes down to just common sense, common decency towards your fellow person. I mean, just because you don't understand them, you don't like them, or something along that line, you just don't kill them.
Well, listen, I'm going to basically take this thing by myself in the final segment because I got some things to say. And if I didn't get to you tonight, it was only because I had a lot of callers. And as I mentioned, I've had people calling on lines we didn't even know existed. So call me back Saturday if I didn't get to you tonight. But I want to take the last segment for myself because I want to make sure I get my point across before I say goodnight tonight on what is the most important thing here. And I got to tell you, Mike, my thoughts and prayers go out to you. I can't imagine losing your wife at such a time in your life that you're hoping that doesn't happen because you just expect to live to be that ripe old age, right? I mean, as much, and listen, 89, Robert Redford, I'd take that tomorrow. I was thinking about that today too. 89, he was my age when I was watching a lot of these clips, and I'm thinking, boy, if I could get to be 89, that way I could maybe get to see grandkids more, hug my children more, maybe meet someone, go on a date again, just live. And see some of the great producers who have helped me here go on to achieve great things in this business because I would be lost without them. Greg Finley, incredible. Trevin Jones tonight, maiden voyage with me, did an incredible job. But I really wanted to keep politics out of the conversation tonight. I did. I couldn't handle it tonight. And I don't like disrespecting anyone. I don't like people disrespecting our governor, who I could hear in his voice tonight, the angst, the sadness. And my thoughts and prayers go out to him as he leads this state through a very difficult and tragic time. And I have a lot of friends from that part of Pennsylvania, and I'm sure some are connected to this story. And that, to me, is just even more saddened. Look, I know this. Even though I wish I could go back, I'm so grateful for the life I've had and the people I have met and those who are family members that I cherish and love and hug. As much as I wish my parents and grandparents could come back and my children were small again, waiting for me to come home from work, it's been taken from me. It's never coming back. But I can tell you this. I'm not the smartest person you'll ever meet, but I'm not malicious. And I'm the most compassionate person you'll ever meet. And no one will go above and beyond to do more for a friend than me. Why? Not because I'm a superhero or I have something different about me. Because I was raised by my parents to do the right thing. We'll come back and finish on that note. And again, thoughts and prayers to everyone involved with this tragic story. Stay with us.
Serve up your bacon rashers and white pudding as Larry Richard is headed across the pond next Friday for the Gridiron Battle at Croke Park in Ireland. It's the Big K Morning Show from Dublin, presented by AAA Travel, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Rob Pratt here. I'm talking with our good friend John Diagardi of Rome Monument about monument plans designed to meet the needs of different faiths. John, how do these pre-need plans work?
Whatever your faith, Catholic, Jewish, Protestant, or Orthodox, we have a customized monument plan for you. It enables you to get the exact monument design you want in accordance with the traditions of your religion and do so at the price you want to pay.
How important is pre-planning a monument in harmony with one's faith?
Rob, it should be as important as planning an insurance policy, a will, or choosing a cemetery. And pre-planning enables you to design, plan, and pay for the monument that best reflects you and your faith. It's also a thoughtful gift to children because it relieves them of the stress and financial responsibility of making these decisions after you passed.
Friends, learn more about these 3-year interest-free plans at one of Rome Monument's 9 showrooms or click romemonuments.com.
The original Yinzer Dogs are here for your next tailgate. Yinzer Dogs, Stanley P. Kachowski Kobasi, Babushka Mama Pierogies, and Yinzer Halushki are all available at your favorite Giant Eagle and Market District. Plus, stay tuned for our grand opening of our new original Yinzer Dogs location in Cranberry. And pretty soon, down to Strip District. It's pure Pittsburgh. Join Dan Marino, Jimmy Crenn, and me, and our Yinzer team. Check us out at OriginalYinzerDogs.com.
Hello, KDKA listeners. This is Carlos, owner of Greater Pitt Tree Service. If you have any concerns about any trees on your property, call Greater Pitt Tree Service, 412-884-TREE. We have an A+ rating on the Better Business Bureau. To serve your needs best, we have an ISA-certified arborist on staff. We have 32 years experience, 412-884-TREE. We will be your best choice for tree work. Greater Pitt Tree Service, 412-884-TREE. And remember, we did your neighbor's tree.
Your home equity could vanish almost overnight, stolen by scammers who forge a deed and transfer it out of your name. The FBI calls it house stealing, and the worst part is you may not know it until it's too late. Find out if you're already a victim now at HomeTitleLock.com. Use promo code RADIO for a 30-day free trial, a title scan, and access to a title specialist, a $250 value. Go to HomeTitleLock.com now. Promo code RADIO.
SchultzFord.com. 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 SchultzFord.com.
Where Pittsburgh comes to talk. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Just about time to say goodnight, and we'll be done for the week. But I do want to just tell you, the airport really got a really rave review in the Post-Gazette with the new terminal. Just everybody thumbs up all the way around. And I love the Pittsburgh International Airport. And finally, they have been chasing me. I haven't been chased by anybody this hard for a long time. But I'm going to go to the airport tomorrow on my day off. But really, there are no days off, right? We just go every day. And I am tired, folks. But we're going to go out to the airport tomorrow afternoon, go live to tape, and I'll have it up on my social media platform. Brad Gerlich, I'm going to interview him. Looking forward to it. And then hopefully Paul Hoback, the project manager who's got some Beaver County ties, is going to join me in a future date on the radio to talk about all the great things that are happening at the airport. Absolutely love the airport, and I'm looking forward to my visit with them tomorrow. And you'll be able to see that on all my social media platforms tomorrow early evening or late afternoon, depending on when we actually get a chance to do some editing and put it together. Yeah, I'm a one-man band now, folks. I do it all. But, I was thinking, when I got out of television in like 08, 09, I was doing like 5 TV shows for 20 years. I was just burnt out, exhausted, right? Then I ended up becoming single again in about 2012. But just prior to that, I started doing some videos because I just like informing people. Believe it or not, since then, every day, I've done something in the way of social media. I have posted over 150,000 videos, and there ain't no money exchanging hands. But one of my New Year's resolutions in October, I'm going to try to slow down because I need to slow down. Because life is so precious and it goes by so short. And, I was exchanging text messages with my son, Robbie, earlier today. And I was thinking, they're gone. They're grown up, my kids. And I miss them. But it is what it is. I've accepted it. And I'm ready to start a new life and head in a different direction. And now that they've got their life, their dad's got to get his life back. But honestly, for almost 20 years now, it's just been a blur. I've had things go on in my life that you wouldn't believe, but someday I will write the book, all right? And we will find out who these people are and what has been going on with me for the last 20 years. I mean, it's been a journey. I can't even, some of the things that I've witnessed and seen, I never would have thought in my lifetime. A lot of good, but a lot of stuff that I just can't comprehend. Like, I keep going back to just some of the stories we've been talking about in the last couple of days. I don't understand. Because life is so precious and it can be taken so quickly from us, why anybody would want to push the envelope. And here's the other thing. When you're a kid growing up and you start to idolize these people in entertainment, like a Robert Redford, I never thought Robert Redford would die. I mean, I saw him in 2018, CBS Sunday Morning. I got to tell you, I absolutely love it. I loved it when Charles Kuralt did it. I've always loved it. Jane Pauley now doing her job incredibly well. But they interviewed him in 2018 with a Sunday Profile. And I'm like, he said, I'm in my 80s now. I think I've done this acting thing long enough. I've been doing it since I was 21. And I think a lot of these performers don't stop, because, like Clint Eastwood, because they're afraid if they stop, and I get it. And I don't want Clint to stop, but I think he's directed his last film, The Juror, and I don't think he'll be in a movie again, but you never know. But Redford was promoting his final movie. And I saw one of the final pictures taken of him today that was actually in December of 2024. And he still was handsome. He just had that look. But whenever I saw his movies, it gave me joy. Like The Natural, it brought me joy. Downhill Racer gave me joy. Out of Africa with Meryl Streep brought me joy. The Great Waldo Pepper brought me joy. The Sting. All these movies, joy. We need more joy in our life. We need more joy in our life. I saw a bit today on social media about the old All in the Family set that is just bringing back tons of memories, and how we would sit on Saturday nights and my parents would be getting ready to go out and we would laugh. Sanford and Son, dun, 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 laugh. Don Rickles, make your belly just hurt. You laugh so hard. And Johnny Carson and Burt Reynolds with the whipped cream and all the crazy funny stuff. Or Buddy Hackett telling an epic story. We need laughter. Look, I know Jerry Seinfeld doesn't need the work, but I wish he would come back because we need laughter. Lucille Ball, you need something uplifting. Anything that she did, check it out. It just, I sit at home at night, and this is what has made up for the loss of my children growing up. I miss those voices. I miss being able to hug them when I wanted to hug them. That's all gone. But these little clips that I watch help me make it through the night. And I'm going to be watching a lot of them tonight because this has been heavy lifting. Because right now, you don't see it, but on the way home, I'll be tasting a tear or two thinking about those police officers and their family and that person who was shot and killed by the police because they took it upon themselves to kill those 3 police officers and leave 2 in critical condition. And I'll be talking about all this stuff this weekend as we roll into the services and the salute to Charlie Kirk that's going to be happening in Arizona. But this is what I ask all of you tonight. One thing I have the ability to do, I can take any story and tie it into what's happening in your life and in my life. We need more laughter. We need more joy. We need more happy endings. We have to root for people to work things out, stay married, families to stay together, not be divisive, not thinking it's your right to destroy or to take because you don't like a person or something that's been done to you. You need to look at the big picture. That's what I always do. Sure, I have certain people that I am not happy about at certain times, but I would never wish them ill will. Ever. Even my worst opponent, I would never wish them ill will. Why? Because life is so short. We all have done things we wish we could bring back, but we can't. You can't go back to the beginning, but you can change the end. The words of a very young and talented Academy Award-winning actress, Jennifer Lawrence. That's right, she said that. That's how grounded that young woman is, that mother, that wife, that Academy Award-winning actor. That's what makes me think there is hope. But entertainment, we need it. We have to laugh again. Laugh so hard we cry, but not cry because we are so sad as we are because of the stories of this week. And even if you survive all of the pain and possibilities of a life-ending accident or disease, life will go by quickly. You wake up one day and you're leaving your home to go to school, and then you're out of elementary school. And the next thing you know, you get your high school diploma and you're in the workforce. And you meet someone who makes your heart pound a little harder. You come together, if you're lucky, spend time together, love each other, end up together raising children, and then one day your children are taking care of you. That's how quick time goes by. So enjoy every precious moment of your life, but every moment you are on this earth, do not judge. Do not point fingers. You can agree and disagree respectfully in a good, honest debate of the issues of life every day. But just remember, we all have the same common goals in life. And to cherish your life, you have to respect life. And that's of the people you deal with every day. It's your Pratt Pack. Thoughts and prayers to everyone involved in that story in your county, and good night.
The Village at St. Barnabas, the perfect place for mom.
My house has a new glow. I love my windows. Universal Windows Direct.
Hey folks, Marty here. Right now, buy 2 windows, get 2 free. No interest for 3 years.